Everybody wants to get united. Like, what we gotta do is meet everybody on 149th Street at the bench.
One of the most important parts about graffiti is your Throwie. So in today's video, we're gonna be rating your guys' Throwies on a scale from 1 to 10, but this is all in good fun. Don't take the numbers too much to heart. And along the way, we're gonna give you guys some tips and tricks that can help you improve your Throwies as well. So let's kick this off right here with somebody who tagged me over on Instagram saying one of my first times hitting walls. And to be honest, for one of his first times hitting walls, if we ignore the letters and we just focus on can control and how he actually performed using spray paint, he didn't do a bad job. But unfortunately, there are a lot of fundamental mistakes. Whether it's negative space, whether it's positioning, or the letter structure itself, there's a lot of improvements that need to be made here. One of the ones that I really want to point out, though, is the lack of cohesiveness throughout the different letters. Try to build your letters utilizing similar elements. And if you're newer to the art form, try to just focus on a single element rather than multiple elements. Here he's got a mix of straight, hard, boxy edges, along with rounded edges as well, and he's not really able to maintain both of those at the same exact time. So if you just focused on one specific motif, you'd have an easier time juggling that, and as a result, your letters would have more cohesion between them. Check this out. I have a digital black book that you guys can go ahead and download completely for free, and we also have a sketchbook breakdown file that you can download completely for free as well. You can find all that and more in the description down below. We got one from Dresso here, and I love this Throwie. This gets a solid 9 out of 10, maybe even a 10 out of 10. I'll let you guys be the deciding factor on which way you want that to slide. I'm kind of leaning more towards the 10 out of 10, personally speaking. Now, there's a couple of tricks here that I'd love to share with you guys, and I think it's really gonna help you improve your Throwies. First things first, notice how thick, how bold, how round, and how large these letters are. The rounder and the larger these letters are, the more ambiguous the structure becomes, and the less structure you have. So now the question becomes, all right, well, how do we build our structure back? Because clearly, Dresso has an abundance of structure. So how is he maintaining that? How is he achieving that? Well, the answer is by taking these lines like we see in the R and digging them really deep into the letter. Shove those lines into the structure as far as you can in a way that makes sense, right? You don't want to take it too far, obviously, but notice how this is consistent. On the D, this line gets dug in really deep. The R, the same thing happens. Even this horizontal piece digs into the center of the R. Same thing happens on the E and the S. What this does is it allows the line to develop different parts of the letter. So this vertical part of the R is not only establishing the left leg of the R, but it's also establishing the horizontal first piece for the right leg of the R, the second piece for the right leg of the R, and it's helping to establish the bottom circular part of the R as well. That's just one line helping to establish 4 different parts of the letter R's structure. That's why it's so important to take those lines and dig them in nice and deep, because if that was a shallower line, it wouldn't develop half of those pieces of the structure. Next tip, drawn through lines. You see this line for the E that begins in the center and it goes through the letter R? That's really important that we're able to see that line through the R, as it helps to add and build more structure for the letter E. Now notice, this line isn't inhibiting the R in any way, and that's also equally as important. We don't want our drawn through lines to cause confusion. We don't want it to muddy up the other lines and get in the way of other fundamentals. So this line, this drawn through one, is out of the way, it's not obstructing any kind of fundamentals, and it's helping to build the letter E's structure at the same time, because it's establishing this rounded part of the bottom for the E. But on top of that, the part that is not drawn through, the center line that isn't being overlapped, that's also equally as important, because that's helping to establish the center of the E. Be sure to include lines like this in your Throwie in order to help regain structure when you would have otherwise have lost it. Check out the flow on this Throwie, man. Check out all the different elements he's got added into here that just work. It looks so cool. So one of the first things I want to point out is how angular the K can get. Check out the bottom of the K where he's got the really square box for that leg, and look everywhere else. You see a lot of rounded lines, but you might notice the A also has a bit of a sharper angle to it near the center, and this is really good. You see, for letter uniformity and similarity, you don't need an abundance of different motifs in order to make something flow. You only need something to happen 2-3 times in order to make it feel at home, and that's really the goal here, right? From there, he has an overall theme to the letters. The letters all share a very rounded nature. Look at, I mean, the O is pretty obvious, right? It's an O. We expect that. The A is pretty rounded. That's pretty easy to see as well. But the K is also very rounded, not only in its tops, but its bottom left as well. And the E follows suit, being pretty rounded as well. So these things come together to bring that more angular K and the more angular center of the A together and make everything feel at home. A brilliantly done Throwie. I love it. Really good job. I'm gonna give this a solid 9, maybe a 10 out of 10. Once again, we got a lot of 10 out of 10s out here. What the hell is that? I think my dog farted. That's bad, man. I might have to open a window. That's terrible, dude. Next up, we got Bucky, or Buckeye? Bucky? I'm not exactly sure. Boki, regardless of how you pronounce the name, we're gonna give this a solid 2 out of 10. I highly recommend prioritizing lines and shapes, because the cleaner, I mean, you guys have heard me say this a million times at this point, especially if you're a frequent viewer here on the channel, the cleaner your lines are, the cleaner your shapes are, and the cleaner your shapes are, the cleaner your letters are gonna be. And that is integral for your Throwie. I'm telling you, it is probably the most important thing. I'll also go ahead and recommend reference just your basic structures. Forgive the clamps, I'm currently working on the next book and I'm working on these pages, but focus on referencing your actual letter structures rather than referencing other people's work. Because here we see that his E is really refined and really well done for being an advanced variant structure E, but all of his other letters, even the simpler ones, aren't nearly as well done as the E, which tells us that he might have seen the E somewhere and just plopped that E onto his work, which explains why his Y is so finicky, because he hasn't seen and he hasn't been able to reference other people's letter Ys, or at least not as effectively. But if you reference the actual letter structures, then you won't need to look at other people's work and you'll be perfectly fine. All your letters will pretty much be made for you. Is his name Sperm? Is it? Oh no, it's Spur. For a second I was like, bro, what kind of name is that? I write Big Skeet 101. Oh man, that's a decent Throwie, man. Not bad at all. I'm sorry I butchered your name. My bad, man. Oh god, not a bad Throwie. We'll give it a solid 7 out of 10. And the only reason we're giving it that kind of rating is because the S and the R share a lot of flow, a lot of uniformity, but their style thresholds are much higher than the P and the E. So bringing the P and the E up to speed would certainly do you good, but this isn't bad or wrong, you know, fundamentally speaking. It's just one of the ways that you can improve. So I think a 7 out of 10 is pretty good for this one. Now we got a bunch of hollows from Scope, and once again, he's got a lot of styles on this wall here, but check out this one specifically, because he does this one repeatedly, and I'd probably give that a good 7 out of 10. I think that's a pretty decent Throwie. Nice, clean, simple, and effective. That's really all you need. Because remember, the whole point behind a Throwie is to get your name up. You're not there trying to rock the craziest, most technical thing in the world, right? And I think a lot of newer graffiti artists, they get lost in that kind of mentality, where they want to treat their Throwies more like pieces. So like, you want a dope Throwie, but you don't need to do that, right? You don't need to pamper your Throwie. And this is something that Scope understands. He just does his Throwie simple, clean, and effective. And that's all you need. He's got a bunch of other stuff on this wall, but for the Throwie specifically, I think it's pretty good. I'm willing to give it a solid 7 out of 10. Alright, that pretty much wraps up today's video. Dudes, if you want more information about Throwies, check out this video right down here. We've got a bunch more good tips in this video, so if you're trying to learn more about this topic, that's one you're going to want to watch. And then we have more graffiti tutorials right up here. And then of course we have our brand new book in the description down below. As always, I want to thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys back here next week.